think that's much better. I think you just need to modulate the audio for the background music. So. We're live. Nice. And we got a couple of items here. I would lie to you if I said that I didn't work on it yet. I think I placed the fans already to the PC, the hard drives in there. I think it's a 1 terabyte Seagate HDD. Here is our 1500 PC build tonight. As you can see, this is the Asus TUF Gaming B550 plus Wi-Fi. Awesome motherboard. Obviously, we're going to be pairing it up with the Ryzen 5 3600. Again, an awesome PC with awesome components. And we can't go Asus TUF without getting an Asus TUF RAM. This bad boy runs for maybe 3600 megahertz, which is a perfect pairing for this CPU. We got a 250 gigabyte NVMe, which we would only be putting Windows on, so we didn't really need a big enough or like a 1 terabyte NVMe. The majority of the games would go to the hard drive. I talked to the customer and he's really just upper games, really. So let's get on with it. As you can see, when we open the box, we have the shark type antenna, which we probably won't be using yet until we've completed putting everything on the board. This is a Wi-Fi 6 ready antenna, so you probably need to pair it with a Wi-Fi 6, what do you call this? Wi-Fi 6 router. Right. Here we got the motherboard sealed in its anti-static foil covering. We have the I/O shield over here, which we'll use. Certificate of reliability. Of course, it's tough. It's gotta be tough. Some user manuals, user guide. What is this? Basically just a map of the motherboard. We have CDs. Who like CDs? Basically useless nowadays. Everything's on the internet. The drivers and some black, gold, silver type of stickers. And some SATA cables, which we'll need later on. So we'll just drop it there for now. Other than that, I don't think we need anything else, because everything's here already. Let's just drop everything there. Let's fix the box. Leave everything as we got it. Next up, let's put it on top of the box. So we got the B550 right here. As you can see, this is the Asus B550 board. We have 4 DIMM slots here for our RAM. Next up is the CPU that we'll use. It's the Ryzen 5 3600, like I mentioned earlier. We're gonna put it here. But first, yeah, so I just got off work, so we're building this one for customer. Happy Friday, everyone. Alright. Gonna put our phone somewhere it's not gonna be distracting. How's the audio, by the way? Good? Alright. So let's slice up the CPU with our handy dandy knife. There we go. As you can see, it comes with its own wraith cooler, but we won't be using that since this would be using dark flash AIO. We're gonna water cool the shit out of this cool sticker. If anybody's up for some Ryzen 5 stickers, I'm just gonna put it in the box. Here we got the bad boy, the Ryzen 5 3600. So first thing you gotta do is lift this bar up. Grab your CPU. Be careful with it. If you can see that triangle over there, that is where you're gonna put it into the triangle over here. So all you have to do is lightly put it in place. It should just slide in place like so. Also, if you're wondering which side it should be, this side should be Ryzen, should be facing there. And then lock that in place. Done. Perfect. Alright. Let's put this piece back to the CPU box. Let's store it right here for now. Next up, we got the RAM. This is one of the strongest RAM you can find. It's a 16 gigabyte 8x2 3000 megahertz, 3600 megahertz. Obviously it comes in different speeds, but the 3600 should pair well with our Ryzen, CPU. Alrighty. I'm gonna open that up. So, most common than not, depending on where you're looking, you're gonna want to put it in the second and the fourth DIMM slot, or first and third, depending on which side you're looking at. Tightly packed. So you'll wanna slide it in one side and then the other, and then just push down till you hear a click. There you go. That's the click you're looking for. Next up is the other RAM that we're getting. Even the, what do you call this? Even the packaging is tough. So again, showing that you've opened the slot port already. You just line them in place as such. And just drop it. Alright. Now you have your PC. Okay. I'm going to put our NVMe next, and I might have missed it. I should check the box again for the NVMe screw. Found it. Next up, we're going to be putting our NVMe screw, NVMe slot. First, we got to open this one. I wish I had a scissor instead of a fucking knife. There we go. I hope you're enjoying the music. It's the only one available where I won't get copyrighted. Obviously, YouTube is a bitch. And you'd only survive if you use non-copyright music. Here we got the Kingston NVMe, which goes to this slot over here. But for that, we need to put the screws first. I just had to measure it was the right size for that particular slot. And put it over here. And that's perfect. Alright. Slide it as so. Obviously giving me a hard time. Go. And then get a magnetic screwdriver, probably this one, so you don't lose the fucking screw. Just pin that down, put it in the port that you just plugged in. Jesus Christ, can't even screw this little one if my life depended on it. I think I need a different screw head. Or do I? So that's tight in place. Basically, that's your computer. You have your CPU, you have two 8 GB RAM, and your hard drive, or in this case an NVMe hard drive, which is basically way faster than a typical, what do you call this, a typical hard drive. So we're going to put the extra screws for this one. There's another NVMe slot over there which we won't be using. If in case the customer would want to have one, hey, no problem. Let's just clean up. Slide everything inside the box again. Super neat and tidy, and we know where we place them. Alright, we're gonna set this aside and then get the CPU, which we'll be using for this build, obviously. We need to put a couple more items inside the box. Yep. Just so we're organized. And it's easy to look for items if in the future we would need to. Put that there. Put this one over here. Basically everything that we used on the motherboard, we put on the motherboard box. Amen. Alright, let's bring the motherboard back up. Take this knife and screwdriver into place. We need to stand up for this one since the case is pretty big. Alright. I'm gonna set this one aside for a bit. And then we're getting our case. As mentioned earlier, I had been working on putting the fans already, doing a little bit of cable management because I can, and that's what we do when we work, we multitask. So we get this gently set. Open sesame. Perfect. Alright. Which I think is still wrong side up. We'll put that over here. Remove the plastic covering. As so. Try to remove the last styrofoam out of the way, and we're golden. So obviously I'd want X to be the one to remove this what do you call this? Wrapping paper? Wrapping tape? I don't know. Next step basically is to remove your side panels. Place it somewhere you won't break it. That's always a good sign. You have your manual, which we won't be using. Close the box. And then let's remove the side panel. For those of you that don't know, there are thumb screws. Tape it there. And it should just slide open. Ta-da! Put it here for a while. So again, this is the DLM22. I've already placed some of the cables that we'll be using on it. So it's easy to just dump the motherboard there, set it up in place, and then do a bit of cable management. Alright. Get with the motherboard that will be setting. I/O shield. Very important. This is what you're going to be putting in the back side, this side. Just so you have a guide also when you put the motherboard in, and gives a little bit of a nice look. It's matte black. Very nice. That Top Gaming sign over there. Put it in place. Sure it's snug. We're golden. Golden. I don't know if you want to see it, but it's fucking gold. Alright. Next up, motherboard. We're going to set the motherboard as so, aligning it to the I/O shield. Make sure this fan cable is not out of the way. There you go. Alright. Screws. Next on the list, screwing your motherboard in. You can see a couple of circles here with markings. That should tell you that your motherboard is aligned. Make sure that's aligned. Sure if it's counterclockwise or clockwise. Right. I'm not sure if I'm screwing it counterclockwise. There you go. screw. 10, 1. So there's like 12 available screws for this one, but we should have enough included within the case, so that's fun. Place real quick. Next screw. I should have opened the air conditioning. Not smart. Where's my phone? I need to figure out if the audio is too loud. Oh, do not. We're golden. Audio seems to be fine. Did I mute it? No. There you go. Next screw. I should have bought the flashlight. USB type slot. RGB headers. Alright. Split these two over here a little bit further so I can put the other one on the other hole. And the HD audio should be on the right hole over here, and the USB like so. What is that? Oh. Blue wire is overly extended. For the USB slot 3. Which goes here. Perfect. Pull that back out so we can cable manage later. Nicely done. Or I'll just put it on the lower bracket, so it's just a 12-pin seated right here. Next up, light. I need light. Better lighting. These 4 slots can go later. This is for the USB. Putting the USB slot. There you go. Push the audio. If you want your HD audio to go this side up. Note to self, get better lighting. Also, I should open the air conditioner. back in action. Some more lighting. Alright, we're good in there. Next. H plus. And this is the power switch. This is the reset switch. HDD LED. Power LED. Bit hard to see. I'm going to switch the USB port and put it on the other side as well as together with the HD audio. It should give us better room. So better room for these small ones. I don't know if you can see it, it's pretty small. HDD goes first. HDD. This one, let's try to untangle it. Pretty much goes here. I don't know if you can see it, but basically goes over here. And on top of it is the power button. There's the power button. Where these are the ones that basically enables the switches here up top. LED plus. There's the plus sign. Plus and minus. Alright, so they go like such. Plus and minus, one slot each. Let's put the powers with the power plus first. It's fairly easy since, if you have clear eyes, you can see where you're supposed to put it. Well, next is the power and the reset button. Power goes on top, reset goes at the bottom. So just ensuring that we don't crisscross. Reset button over here. tube of iPhone. Next, power button. And we're in. Now all of our buttons on the top of the case should be functioning. This reset switch doesn't want to cooperate. We want to plug in nice and tight, like the power button over here, which is nice and snug over there underneath this reset button. This is where small hands would be handy, obviously. Little hands for this one. Obviously the shroud is in the way. Let's remove the power switch first so we can just stuff this down basically, just to get better clearance. There you go, motherfucker. That's one power switch right on top of the reset button. Woo! Done. Next up is putting the AIO or the water cooling block, but I want to do a bit of cable management again at the back. As you can see, I've already fitted the fan controller over here, which is attached by Velcro. But I just want to pull the excess wires that's showing so that there's room for that later. We'll fix that. Similarly, we can move power from the SATA and back down again. Alright, next up, the AIO. Which is somewhere over here. So I've set this up as well earlier. I've attached the fans already. So it's easy. Move this a bit forward so you can see what we're going to be doing next. Alright, so we need to put some thermal paste over there. Got some official dark flash thermal paste. I don't know if you can see it. Thermal grease. Just injection these sides over there and circle. So it's really cool like that. Alright, there you go. Close the lid. This particular piece would hook up over here and to the other side, which would be attached to some thumb screws. Put to the side first. Working with the air conditioning is so much better. So much better. Alright. So what we're going to do is we are going to put some wires here. So we are going to orient the power block like so. Alright, so I'm going to put this radiator down for a bit, and then as you can see, warning, please peel off label before you use it. Obviously you don't want plastic on a heating CPU. That is going to be a bitch. This plastic and heat don't really go well together. Might need to call the wife for this because one, it's going to be a pretty hard orientation. I'm just going to put the radiator here. And the screwdrivers in place. Obviously, I need to put books in as such. So I think I'm going to get the tripod. So I might do things differently since we're recording. I'm gonna go slide these little fellas over here and then just mount the radiator right away. That I think would be the smarter way of doing things since we're recording. so. And let's put the water blocks over here. Need more space as we lower the radiator down to its space. Tight squeeze in there since there's what do we call this? A thermal sink over there. Next up, we need screws. Screws that come from the AIO themselves. We do have extra to secure it, but we'll use these ones. Again, obviously, when I'm trying to screw materials in place, we want to do it crisscross. You can tighten that later. Once you get a tight squeeze there, even for the power over there that we need to attach to. But that's fine. You can obviously move the radiator a bit forward, but obviously we still have space for that. This up top. Got the rad in. Woo! Nicely done. Alright, next up we gotta figure out how we're gonna latch this on over here. In place. As such, because we are then going to lock the block in place. Now this is going to be obviously pretty intense to do by myself. I might just call the wife. I'm going to go call the wife. Can you hold this first so you remove the static in your body? Just hold it.
But I don't have CHYI ones. I'm not yet.
No, we're removing the ground on your body. So it's fine.
What's that?
It's the AIO. So we've already mounted the radiator here. You just hold it like that and then no more static electricity.
Is there static?
No, you don't know. You've been rolling around the bed earlier. Come on. You're done. You're good. You're good. So, I need this to be positioned like that. Right? And then you will screw this thumb screw like that. But I need to hold.
Can I just
No, it's important that I hook this here because that's where the screw would go in, right? And then screw it. Or would you be better doing this instead? You thumb screw. Okay. The thumb screws are here. Oh no, what's the other one? Oh, ayun. Both of them are there. There. So ikaw rin magpe-play, ikaw rin magma-mount ito.
So I see now?
No, not yet. You're gonna need to put the I/O block in place like this. Let me put my hand away. Wait. Okay. Focus. Alright. This together. Like so. And then screw one in.
But it's not gonna go in.
Go in.
There's no heat.
Oh, because my finger is there. Are you able to screw it? The other side. Don't tighten it too much. You put it alternate and then you tighten it closer. My finger and the way.
It's not gonna go.
Hey, natanggal. Can you put pressure here? I'll just put pressure on here. No, on top of this.
Oh, it's not steady.
Okay, I'm gonna need to do it again.
Aren't you supposed to screw it somewhere there?
Here.
I hold one first.
No, it has to be sabay. This hook.
Yeah, I got it.
Here. There's a hook here. See? Are you gonna do it? Tapos ako mag-screw or ako hahawak nito? Ikaw hahawak nito. Okay. There's the other one. You need to hook that in. Okay. Oop. Careful not to touch.
Is there power?
No. There. Hold it like this. wala ka dun in place. Nandiyan ka. Tapos, this one together.
Pwede na kasi namin yung ano.
Should I?
Ito side mo.
Better. Should I remove tension here? Teka, should I remove muna here, tapos realign natin? Oh, you got it. You got it? Very good. This tighten this space. Wait, what are you doing? Oh, it's holding it in place. Both are in the hooks. Right? Thank you. Alright, thank you, wife, for doing that for me. You're the best. Next up, we need to put the header fans. These are the RGBs. This one is the reset switch, which will go to the fab. Next up, we need to look for the fan header and flashlight. you again later. Wait first. Hey, where are you going? Where are you going?
If there's static.
Hello? Especially if you're making kuyako. The board. So how will we do this again? The hooks. Will you do the hooks or give you one screw there also?
Dito na muna.
Dito lang sa bag.
Hindi na kaya.
Kaya, ganyan. Laptop ko.
Hindi ko ba?
Tapi lang dito ba? Okay. Tatanggal ko na ito. Very good. Thanks, baby. Perfect. My wife is the best. Let that be set in stone. My wife is the best. I didn't get it.
You got it. See behind you.
No. So we've got the hard part done, which is the AIO. I just need to put the motherboard fan on the 3-slot pin. Motherboard fan. This one. Flashlight. That's on. I can't find my phone. Is it ringing? I hear it's vibrating, but what the hell? Oh, found it. Thanks, Sam. Luckily, work is not looking for me. Let the fun continue. Big chunk out of the way, because they will connect to the RGB hub. My phone's on bed. So, CPU fan. There you go. Perfect. Now we got everything here. the back. This is the piece where we start untangling everything. Molex over here. We don't have Molex yet, simply because reset pin is over there. That it's not allowing me to. But we have a 3-pin connector and this one will connect to this one. They will forever be bonded. Good. Next up, power supply. Now, we don't really have the right power supply because there was a delay due to the storm. So let me flip this over to some cable management. Like so. Interlocking before we start putting temporary there is a couple of fans and we want to hook up to our fan hub, RGB hub. That's one. And then its partner up top will be RGB number 3. Cable management. One goes like this. Scissors. I need to save as much zip ties as possible. Obviously, these are sparse. We won't be using these permanent ties yet. Because we're not using our permanent PSU yet. Everyone is the one we use for the business. Hopefully the real PSU arrives by tomorrow, so we can get on with our lives. But this one we're just doing this so we can start installing already and basically just have that time spent more on installing games than cable management when the time comes. Multitiles. You can see we have our hard drive over here. Sorry, let me switch it. We have our hard drive over here. But now let us cable manage. Put this together. Go together. So put them under these cables. Zip tie. Need some zip ties. Oh, I found one. Okay. We'll use the zip tie from the Wi-Fi 6 antenna. Because why not? couple more exercises on the headset and the keyboard. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Now let's gather these wires all together. And now part of the RGB squad. Alright, so for now, next stop is we need to use our power supply. This is, what do you call this? This is a GBM dual forward switch. It's a semi-modular PSU. And obviously we're going to put it right side down. We won't be cable managing this too much because what do we call this? We're going to be replacing it with a Corsair power supply. Hopefully that arrives by tomorrow. Alright, so we got that one in. Next up, screws. First, need a couple of Molex for our and what's neat about semi-modular power supplies, you don't need to plug everything in, just the ones that you need, because you don't need a bunch of wires sticking out. So for this one, we just need a Molex and a SATA cable. All together is here. PCIe, not sure if we have any that we'll be using it for right now, but except for the graphics card. So PCIe, or plugging you in. So we need the pin right here as such. Down you go. It's the power supply. Down you go. So this one obviously goes up top. Power to the motherboard, so I'll be getting it there. Again, basic cable management. We need the 24-pin adapter to go preferably away from all the cable managed wires already, because once we attempt to replace it with the power supply that this computer will be using, obviously we don't want that challenge. So similarly for our power connector, which we can fix later. As long as they're in, it should be good. Power for the motherboard should pass all the way here. Further away from the fans and all the cable management that's going on there. Next up, we want to use our SATA for our graphics card, which is a 2060 Asus TUF 2060, because why not? We got the money to burn it. Alright, so far so good. We managed to drop our PCIe slots over there. We're golden on that department. Next up is just a couple more cables I won't need. I'm just gonna manage it over there perfectly. And then just a few power supply screws to put it in place. Obviously, you don't want to secure it too much since we're going to be replacing it anyways. And this bit, so it's easier for me to see. Got a couple of SATA connectors we'll be using for our what do you call this? Hard drive. We'll be booting that up first, so get a better idea. Stand it up. Next up, we align our power supply as such. Again, when screwing, always do the crisscross method. You don't want to bend the ridges where you're going to be connecting it. So just crisscross that shit. We're not going to tighten that again. This is not the personal, the personal power supply of the customer. So just a quick background, we got the Ryzen 5 3600. If you just got here, that's a CPU. We have the Asus TUF B550 M Plus Gaming Wi-Fi Edition. For a motherboard, we got the 3600 8x2 sticks, so 16 gigs in total for our RAM. We have the Dark Flash AIO, which I asked my wife to help me with. We have the Kingston 240 NVMe SSD for our Windows storage. We got this black bad boy for our Dark Flash, DLM 22 for our case. Just a couple of fans more for exhaust. We got our hard drive, which is 1 terabyte Seagate. This is our power supply. This power supply that's supposed to be in here, but it hasn't arrived yet. So while waiting, we're gonna use my power supply first to just install. Basically, we're not gonna be gaming on this per se. We're gonna be installing it. Sure, we're gonna be installing a few games, definitely. But our goal is to get this running so we can start installing games so the customer can start playing. We're going to be installing Windows, Microsoft Office as well. Just those basic necessities that we definitely need. I need to check something. We got our SATA and our power connector over here for our peripherals. Do we want any Molex? Are we going to use any Molex? Probably not. This goes to the, what do you call that? The AIO. I'm going to plug that to the SATA. We got power, baby! Alright, next up, we're going to need RGB, of course, because RGB is life, at least for me. Connect that bad boy up for remote controlled lighting. We're not going to cable manage this yet, because, yeah, I mean, simply because we won't need it. So I'm gonna hook it up to power. There you go. We got power now for AIO. And we need another SATA cable case for our hard drive. Let me remove this first. And this one, let's focus on the hard drive first. Focus on the hard drive first. Put power to the hard drive first. Alright, and then we start powering RGB. There you go. That is some smart action over there. And some SATA. This one. That's good. We only needed one CHYI slot on our PSU because, yeah, we don't really need it. We can save space, and now we're going to be doing the SATA cable for our hard drive. Looking at using the right angle one. We use the right angle versus the straight ones. Yes, we can. Also, it's just better for hard drives. We got this plugged in. Nice and tight over there. And then this one needs to go underneath all this rubbish. Underneath all this rubbish. So that it can go to the motherboard. Just plug my way through there. Perfect. Alright, let's flip hold on, let's close this off first. Let's close the magic hatch, which we will be cable managing tomorrow. When and if our power supply gets here, make sure that not a lot is blocking. Although, let me figure out the arrangement in front first, since we still need to connect the 24 pin and the motherboard power. Like so. This one we'll use for the what do we call this? For our GPU, which is the sorry, I'll just fix that. So cable manage, which is the 2060 GPU. This one we're gonna put our SATA through the motherboard, connect it as so. Not bad cable management if I say so myself. Alright, yes, why? Those sleeping pills. I haven't slept that much myself this past week. It's crazy. Yeah. Sleeping pills is the shit. Oh, don't you just love this AIO? So sleek, so sexy. Next up, one of the most challenging parts to this motherboard design is getting that power to the motherboard, because you got some really tight, unstrategic way that Asus has planned this, where they placed this particular piece. Oh shit, I closed the air thing. Hopefully with a modular power supply, this is going to be an easy thing for tomorrow. Again, small hands is the key, unfortunately. You got normal size hands. Screw it. Going over under. Flashlight. Squeeze in there, but I think we can do it. way better than removing the block. Also, I didn't tighten it specifically for this particular reason. Aces. It's the word of advice, or take it as feedback, constructive feedback. Don't put your fucking heat sink on top when you know people put AIOs, double fans. It's annoying. Well, just type it in. Type it. Phone's gonna break by the time we're finished building this PC. Finally, got it in place. Now to screw the go back. Hopefully this is the easiest part. Now, Henry Cavill would be so proud of me. I could be the next Superman. Or The Witcher. I think I'll go with The Witcher. Last but not the least. Last but not the fucking least. King of the show. The king of the fucking show. We got our GPU. We got our GPU, which is the bad boy himself. Asus Tough Gaming RTX 2060. The one fucking component that made this build so fucking expensive. It's like building two 3400G Ryzen 3 PC altogether. But again, if money is not a fucking option, if money's not a fucking problem, we build it. We build it. Then, worry not. We at YSKM is they're basically catering to mid and low end gaming. If you're not a snob and you need the highest ultra settings that you could possibly game on, you could still contact us. We'll put the link down in the description below. But for now, Asus is in search of incredible. This, my friends, is fucking incredible. Jesus fucking Christ, look at this beast. Look at this beast. Let's check out what's here. We got a GPU tweak CD, which we probably won't use, and speed setup. We'll check that out when we post later. But for now, king of the show has appeared. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Asus Tough 2060. I mean, come on, look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. Gorgeous backplate. Can't complain. Sorry X, I would need to peel this off. As much as I want you to be the first one to peel this off, I would need to, since yeah, we don't want heat and plastic together. So let's try and peel this. Like a new car smell, except it's GPU. Oh boy. That's satisfying. got the GeForce RTX logo, and of course our tough brand from Asus. We're going to be removing now the backlit plastic. Ooh, satisfying. So satisfying. Alright, so this is gonna go as such. And like so. I think we would need to remove the first and the second slot. So I'm going to put this back on like so. I would take pictures of it, but I really don't have time. My wife is waiting. She's watching some weird ass Korean thing that I probably would need to watch with her. So let's finish this build. Okay. Need to remove the first and second panel, like so. First panel out. Second panel out. You press this one, so it opens the slot. Should just slip in. The sound you are looking for. Here, my friends, is the Asus RTX 2060. Here we have an 8-pin connector that goes to this spot. Here's it. Let me just show you what this bad boy looks like for the 2060.
Ow! Ow!
CHYI up top. The only rate for the CHYI 2. The GPU. So that's going to do that. So, turn it around again. Like so. And with it being free now, we can put should I go under or over? Probably under, right? Looks better. Above. Yeah. And decided we're going under instead of over. Right, back panel now. So obviously I'm gonna need to stop streaming now because I need to use my PC to record the screen for this one. As you can see, that is a thing of beauty. You know what? I'll live stream again once we're back up and this is circulating. We'll be back in a bit. Thanks for watching.